So here they are. Spotlight is always on that man, Luke Brooks. And that's an ugly stat. He's not the only Tiger to have a rough time of it in terms of losses and wins. Boy, he ran a lot last week against Melbourne, and that seemed to reinvigorate him somewhat.
Yeah, and that's his strength. The running game of Luke Brooks. He's very quick. He's good on his feet. He needs to continue to do that tonight. Him and Brandon Wakeham, Adam Dewey, the new spine, along with Appy Coruscant for this Tigers outfit. That was the same as it was last week against the Melbourne Storm. Appy's been in reasonable form. I would say Appy's been trying too hard. A couple of errors creeping into his game, but you can understand in the circumstances the Tigers have found themselves in their games. But a lot of pressure on this man, Brandon Wakeham. And of course, Luke Brooks, as you said, the spotlight always on. Doesn't matter who they're playing. And today and tonight, they're up against the team that haven't lost yet.
So the Broncos, their fourth straight game here at their home. Adam Reynolds in tip-top form.
Well, his kicking game has been outstanding, Dan, and that's what he provides the Broncos. They've got strike all over the park, and they've been able to control the footy well, and when you combine that with his kicking game, you've got a side that's very hard to beat.
Late change for the Tigers as we look on at Reece Walsh. His form has been electric. Stafford To'o comes into the side for Brent Naden. So we're off and running. Saturday night, Super Saturday here on Fox, the final game. And it's the Broncos with the big man Payne Haas. Over 150 metres a game as usual. Although his minutes have been a bit down, he's been used a bit more judiciously in the last couple of weeks. Flegler swarmed in upon. So the Tigers racing in the first couple of tackles, as you'd expect, as Coruscant taking a tumble there. Capel. He made it all the way to the try line last week. A big moment in the Battle of Brisbane. There's Carrigan now. And tackle number 4. Alex Tall starting. Stefano Utoikamanu back to the bench. Billy Walters, the former Tiger, with a kick which finds some open space, and that's an awkward one for Dewey. Oh, he just falls on it. A little nervous moment there. Good kick from Walters. So Dewey, second game in a row at fullback, hadn't played there since 2020. In fact, this is the first time this year the Tigers have had the same spine in back-to-back weeks. So trying to search for the answer. Twirl going nowhere. Clemmer, game 199. Met here primarily by Ricky. Very late offload, but the tackle wasn't completed. Now comes here to Dewey, the conventional bomb. We've seen a lot of this from Dewey, not too many of the tricky ones. Jesse Arthur's bringing it back as we send it down to the sideline and say hello to Jake Duke.
Good evening, guys. Good evening, everyone at home. Nice conditions here in the River City to end your Super Saturday. The field is a little dewy, however, with the overcast weather we've had in Brisbane today, but still a very fast track as the Broncos get a penalty coming out of trouble. Reece Walsh takes the quick tap, he's pulled up. A big game for the Tigers in particular, guys. They're looking to avoid an 0-5 start for a second straight year. No team has had back-to-back starts like that since Newtown in the 1960s. So a lot of pressure on them tonight to get a result.
All right, thank you, Jake. Yeah, pleasant day in Brisbane.
Well, pulled back there, Reece Walsh. The quick tap, he had the Tigers in a little bit of trouble there. They'd be thanking the referee.
Must have been close. It didn't appear as though there was anyone in front of him, to be honest, of his own teammates. But they still get the first opportunity here, the Broncos, with Farnworth to tap it. Tom Flecker started the season coming off the bench, but now in this starting front row position. Reynolds to man. Here's Walsh slipping inside Kapoa, who tried to rush up. And then look at him go here away from Brooks, and now Coruscant hangs in there. And Walsh ends up losing territory. pass. Almost to the 20-metre line. Sing on for Mam. Here's Walsh. He's everywhere early. Farnworth. Terrific one-on-one tackle from Ty. Now back towards the middle for Carrigan. Just a settler until that offload. Could be more than a settler. Mam tries the audacious kick and they get 6 tackles out of it there. A little bit of luck for the home side.
Very fortunate there for the Broncos, the offload. They weren't sure what they were doing with it. The missed kick from Ezra Mam gives them another set, and now a set restart.
For all they're good, the Broncos, this year, they haven't been a particularly good starting side. Chance to get off to a flyer here. Ricky, flat-footed. Tigers all over him. I believe he makes sure the play the ball takes an eternity. Walsh, quick hands. A little wild, that pass. Arthur's putting it down. That should be a knock-on, and it is. Losing that into Staines. And the Tigers hold their nerve.
A little bit frantic there from the Broncos in both sets. The kick from Ezra Mam, they got them a 6 to go call from the referee. They didn't do much right. And then the pushing of the ball left was capable that ducked under the pass. He didn't want to take it. He thought it was for someone on the outside, Herbie Farnworth, but the ball bounced behind him as well. Jesse Arthur's trying to clean it up, made a touch on it, and Tigers survive early possession against them in their own 20.
Arms over.
Flying Fox in operation tonight here on Fox League. You see there from that angle, pitch is not in great nick, is it? But it is a pleasant night indeed. So Bateman, seen all his competitive instincts come out the last couple of weeks. Walk it down to a wide running Brandon Wakeham. With Dewey at first receiver here. Plenty of Broncos defenders all over Clemmer. Brooks. Wakeham. Dewey. Kapoa. This is nice. Now Junior Tupou's kick. Kapoa needed to change direction. And Staggs. Can he get out? Staggs not quite. Great sides from the West Tigers here. They earn a dropout.
Yeah, lovely ball movement to the left there from the West Tigers. The pass from Dewey was a beauty. Got a 2-on-1 situation there. Junior Tupou getting on the outside of Selwyn Cobbo. The kick was nice. Found the in goal. Just not quick enough. The West Tigers players to beat Katoni Staggs back into the in goal, but they'll get the ball back under a bit of pressure, and then first set they get in good field position. They open the Broncos up.
So the catch taken near the sideline with Tall up to the 30-metre line. Walters and Haas there with the tackle. Player slipping over, we've seen a couple of times, just behind the ruck area. And Clemmer playing it on tackle 2. Brooks straightening, almost through. Couldn't quite link up with a support player. But a good sign from him. Coruscant, Twirl. He's been close a few times this year. 6 more tackles. Brooks. Again, this run-first mentality, it seems. Now off the slow play the ball. Clemmer. Happy to dig into the line. Ricky with the tackle there. Back to Brooks. On it goes Wakeham. The ricochet off Capewell. And put down.
Johnny Bateman's put it down. Yeah, the ricochet off the foot from Capewell, straight out to Bateman, but Bateman just couldn't handle it. He was under pressure. There was a Broncos defender in front of him. Wakeham needed to find the space there through the dummy.
Mate, got a challenge to the Broncos on the decision of double knock-on. First knock-on Broncos.
Okay. So from our angle here, Brandy, it did look like certainly the Tigers knock on, which is not being challenged, but what's happened?
We've cleared the Tigers players is onside.
Bateman's right arm makes contact with the ball.
Well, they're obviously interested in Farnworth here. Did he get his arm in there?
No, I don't think so. I think it was Bateman got it in there first, but we'll check. Bateman.
Oh, yeah, nowhere near it there.
No.
Just looking to see if Herbie Farnworth touches the ball.
His fingers aren't actually all that far from the ball, Herbie, but they might just get this one, the Broncos. Their challenge, of course, so they're going to need enough evidence their way.
That's Bateman.
There is no touch by Herbie Farnsworth. John Bateman knocks the ball on. The challenge by the Broncos is successful.
Okay.
I didn't realise on-field referee had called touch Bronco first. So, good challenge from the Broncos.
Have you noticed anything different with the Tigers' attack early?
Well, Luke Brooks is running the ball early in the game. Obviously, Danny looked dangerous. He almost opened them up. He did open them up, almost got himself in behind the fullback even. So, that's a great sign from Brooks. 12
runs last week, a career high. 2023, more runs per game than any other year. So that trend seems set to continue based on what we've seen the first 8 minutes. Brisbane here, I think an early reminder for them that this is not going to be the cakewalk many might have been expecting. Oh, penalty. A cheap way for the Broncos to get out of their defensive area.
And that's a couple of times now the Tigers have given a penalty away in similar circumstances and position on the field. Herbie Farnworth, David Clemmer just straddling over the top of him there, not allowing him to get up.
So 2 penalties now as they get back inside Tigers territory. Kurt Capel, sharp run. Only scored the first try once in their 4 games, the Broncos, as Reynolds delivers here for Staggs. Can't get on the outside of Capel. That's a strong tackle. Pass. His 4th run. Carrigan not sending it on immediately. Then the offload for Walters. Manufactured pass from Reynolds. Sends Ricky away and he strolls over. Well, they're in the Broncos and it's Jordan Ricky in game number 50. Adam Reynolds finding a way to get it on, and now the Broncos do get the first try tonight.
And penalty at the other end of the field gave the Broncos the field position, and then a few offloads caused some problems for the Tigers defence. Carrigan flicks it out, Walter scoops it up. Lovely delayed pass there from Adam Reynolds, and then the footwork from Jordan Ricky beating Luke Brooks, taking Adam Dewey into the in-goal area. Watch this pass from Adam Reynolds. Throws the dummy first, then just pushes it out to Jordan Ricky, dummy, and then realises that Capel wasn't falling for it. Gave Ricky a bit of space, big right foot step, beats Luke Brooks, gets in behind the Tigers' defensive line, angles away to the inside of Dewey, who can only put his body in the road, and Jordan Ricky opens the scoring up for the Broncos.
Flat-footed when he got that ball, Jordan, but he was into stride quickly. Debuted middle of 2020 in Canberra. Oh, that's a poor kick from Reynolds. That's way off. His kicking this year has been nowhere near the standards he usually sets. 12 from 20 now as we send it down to Jake Duke.
Jordan Ricky, his first try of the season in game number 15. He wasn't going to play this game. He had a bit of a groin issue during the week. He had to sit out training a couple of times, but he came through and provides a great try here. Kevin Walters said he loves his athleticism when he plays for the Broncos, and he's getting his jersey from his mum and dad there. A great moment for him, game 50. And Kevin Walters spoke about it this week, that he'll have a long career here at the Broncos.
Yeah, good stuff. Good shots that in the Broncos dressing room. So the Broncos off and running. Tom Flegler. Down here, Wakeham and Bateman there. Tigers' worst period this year has been the first 30 minutes. After that, they've steadied in most of their games. And this is where they've really struggled. As Walters, Ricky, no way through this time. Carrigan to Haas, Haas to Reynolds. Now man running and almost away. A little ambitious with that pass. Put down by Farnworth. And that is a clear knock on.
Well, a risk he really didn't have to take there, Ezra Mam. He didn't worry them with his speed on the outside, through the dummy. Wakeham hangs on, makes the legs tackle. And as he threw that pass, you knew he was setting himself to throw it. And you're thinking, no, just hang on to it, take the tackle. Still one more play left before you get a kick away. Too many Tigers there.
Didn't run it much at all last week, just the one run against the Dolphins. So you wouldn't imagine that trend's going to continue tonight the way he plays. So the scrum from halfway, and Brooks again looking to run first and again challenging the Broncos defence. Neil Boylan. 20 years of age, over 100 metres last week, as Brooks now. Looking up with Clemmer. And 6 more tackles here. Good place to start a set. Looks to Wakeham. And Bateman gets it on. This is a possibility of something for the Tigers until Dewey brought down by Arthurs.
Yeah, Arthur's a long way in to make that tackle.
Oh, there's Flegler making a beeline for Twal. You see centre field where it comes out to the right again. Boyle. Well handled this time. Brooks with the switch, really working this side over. Wakeham's kick, it's heavy and too big. Arthur's composed. 20-metre tap, 7 tackles for the home side.
Well, obviously a ploy that they're working on, and that's what Wakeham was trying to do last time they were up this end. Kick before play 5. The first one was trapped by Kurt Capewell. This one got through the line, but there's too much on it. And Arthurs does a great job there, just to shepherd the ball across the line without a touch.
Hasn't looked out of place, has he, Jesse Arthurs? He's filled in for Cobbo early when he played fullback at Corey Oates. And he's done an excellent job with Ricky now, the try scorer, looking for the sharp play. The ball, Coruscant hangs on. Walters. This is tackle number 4. Plenty of metres here for the Broncos. For Man early ball. Walsh into stride. Walsh almost away. Then the pass for Arthurs. Almost. Tigers just survive. Capel. Reynolds. Hurries the kick. Cobbo, miraculous. Play on. Staggs. Now that's been played at, and it is 6 more tackles. So the bounce of the ball certainly going their way, but they did well to come up with something there, the Broncos. As Katoni Staggs just settles things down.
Boy, that was a great set from the Broncos there. Travelled 80 metres, Reece Walsh really worrying that Tigers defence with his speed.
Oh, Haas down the middle and the offload if you don't mind. Flegler quickly gets it on Mam. Little left foot kick, Capewell! He's in again! Kurt Capewell, the try-scoring machine. Now the Broncos are into stride.
He's 3rd for the season from Capewell after a very clever kick from Ezra Mam early in the tackle count. 6 to go call. He's going to make it tough for the Tigers, but the early kick not ready for it. The Tigers' defence. Here's Reece Walsh throwing the dummy, getting on the outside, feeding Jesse Arthurs. Ankle tap, hits the ground short. The 6 to go call. The dummy from Ezra Mam gets it through the legs of Bateman, and Capewell beats Adam Dewey to the footy. Dragged 3 with him there.
How do you stop
Payne
that?
Haas.
How do you stop that? Payne Haas.
perfect bounce there for Capewell. And just what the Tigers were trying to do at the other end. See how nice and direct Ezra Mam kept the kick. So the wingers can't get in to cover that. Just goes in behind the line. You kick it nice and straight. You've got a flat runner on the outside in Kurt Capewell. Tigers wingers no chance to come from the outside to shut that down.
Third try for Capewell this year. And Reynolds, that's better. 10 points to 0. With 16 and a half minutes gone here at Suncorp.
He's been in great form, Kurt Capewell, to start this season. You mentioned his third try of the season. He's never scored more than 6 in a season in his career, so he's on track to break that as you see the Broncos come out to this left side. Ezra Mam with a great kick, and you can hear the energy in this stadium really lift whenever Ezra Mam or Reece Walsh touch the ball. They seem to be creating everything for the Brisbane Broncos at the moment. He puts in a great little kick and finds Capewell as they go 10-0 up.
Yeah, just watching Adam Dewey in that replay there, he was one of the players that came in to tackle Payne Haas. So he was up past the ball, like he was in the line. Ezra Mam noticed that.
They're not just a good team, the Broncos, this year. They're an exciting team. A powerful team as well. Good 1-2 punch. Haas, then Flegler, as Flegler handled well. Cannot give this Broncos side that sort of ball. 63% possession. So he's fine.
There's the difference in the sides at the moment. The Tigers have had plenty of play the balls inside the 20. One kick was trapped, the other kick went dead.
Making the most of their chances, the home side. So Reynolds, saw something he liked as he keeps it going. Carrigan now, look at Walsh, straight into stride. Then the pass here for Arthurs. It's Razzle, it's Dazzle, but it's Dewey who stops it. Oh, you can't sleep on these Broncos.
What a dangerous outfit they are. And see Reece Walsh, as soon as the ball started to come back to the left-hand side, that was the green light for him to get involved. And again, getting the ball out to Jesse Arthurs. Nice piece of play.
You saw a couple of big men there, Reynolds, and thought, I'll have some of that. Slipped inside easily. Now clever. Lead is not as easy to come by for the Tigers. Brooks has to give this the lot from inside the 40. Cobbo. And straight and hard. Jake's right, crowd really into this game. Did a game a few weeks ago against the Dragons. They exploded at the end, but the crowd was a little subdued. Not tonight. Benji and Co looking on. Still some tackles to work with here. Reynolds. Walsh on the right this time. Cobbo has to wait. And now, straight over the top of Tupou and Brooks. Staggs cop some friendly fire. Now Carrigan. Oh, what a pickup. Payne Haas. Oh, then the pass. Come on. That's not fair. Oh, now he's a dummy half. And he scores. Payne Haas does it all. What is there left to be said? He was the dummy half. He was the passer. A miraculous pickup, and he just scores as well.
Well, it was a Payne Haas offload that led to their last try through the Ezra Mam kick, but Selwyn Cobbo return to the footy, takes a few Tigers down, and then Tony Staggs was actually knocked over into Selwyn Cobbo, and then Payne Haas, after charging, beating 3 or 4 Tigers, gets into dummy half and crashes over for the Broncos' third try in quick time too. They are such a dangerous outfit.
3 tries in 20 minutes.
He is such a powerhouse, that bloke.
The pickup might be the best thing he did, but then you've got everything else that was involved there. Probably scored about 68 Supercoach points in 12 seconds. Oh boy.
Well, they're just returning the ball. That was another 90-metre set from the Broncos.
$16-0.
Payne Haas, his 8th try of his career, his first since round 19 last season. And hasn't he been unbelievable for the Broncos this year, averaging 165 metres per game, 25 tackles, one of the best post-contact guys in the competition. He single-handedly changed games for the Broncos this season. It's scary to think that he might have even lifted his football to another level from last year. We're talking about a guy who has won 4 straight Paul Morgan medals as the Broncos' best player of the season. So he's been doing it on his own a lot over the last couple of years with this Broncos team struggling, but they're starting to come with him now, and it is scary what they are producing.
Well, he's brought an offload to his game. That's the new thing in Payne Haas's game this year, getting through the line and offloading the ball.
So we're used to big stints from him to start games. The second stint has become really dynamic. He's been a 65-minute player most of his career. 2 weeks ago, only 59 against the Dragons. We saw what he did in the last 10 minutes. He destroyed the Dragons. And last week, 56 minutes against the Dolphins. So it's a luxury because they've got so many good players there, the Broncos, clearly, that they can just keep him off for a little bit longer. Man now skipping, finding Capel. They're doing as they please at the moment, these Broncos. Farnworth. Reynolds heading to the Cobbo side of the field. It's a tidy catch from Junior Tupou, but now he's got to get down quickly and does.
Well, that was another 60-metre set before the kick went up from the Broncos, and when you got Payne Haas, Thomas Flegler and Patrick Carrigan with the first 3 plays, little wonder that they're getting up the other end of the field with ease.
Nowhere for Staines to go. This is becoming really hard yakking now for the Tigers. That run from To'a helps. Utai Kamanu starting from the bench despite wearing that number 8. So Wakeham. With Welsh, long ball. You can see for Cobbo. That's an excellent chase. Kepoa there. Done some very good things the last couple of weeks in the centre position. Oh, and then the penalty given away for the crusher on Staggs. Just when it appears they're about to load up and put some pressure on the Broncos, that happens.
Yeah, it makes it tough. Look, the Broncos have been travelling between 60 and 80 metres every set that they have. Penalties are 3-0 favouring the Broncos, and all those penalties, the 3 have been to get them out of their own end. Makes it tough to swing momentum your way.
Fanua Ball there put on report. So Ricky runs into Bateman. What have they got for us this time, the Broncos? They do it in different ways, it seems. Every time they come down here, Haas facing the wrong way. Again to Flegler.
They do it in different ways, but it's those 3 that take the first view.
Indeed. Now Reynolds looking up with Mann. Here's Walsh. To'a getting his arm in there. Now, how's the ref going to play this? He says play on. That's a big win for Stafford To'a. Now the Tigers briefly looking to spread it.
Gets up underneath the ball there and just Takes it out. I don't know if it came off the boot of, but anyway, the Tigers have, fortunately for them, come up with the ball.
Well, maybe even it was off the head and went backwards anyway, so great result, is it? A Sean Blaw offload that gets them going, the Tigers. Papali'i gets an offload. Dewey lurking around the middle.
Offloads, but the Broncos defence just kept pushing forward.
Broncos, by the way, have had 8 offloads already. Brooks. High kick from Wakeham. Oh, and a mess made. Arthurs and Walsh getting in each other's way. So here's a repeat set for the Tigers. Wakeham for Brooks. Papali'i. A little bit slow motion. Oh, Kamanu tramples Walters. Now it's sent between the halves out to Dewey. He tried to shovel it on, and that ends that.
Well, he was under too much pressure to try and catch and pass that then. Ezra Mam up in his face. They don't get to their last play. They don't get an opportunity to kick the ball on play 5.
Concerning looks there from Sheens and Farah. Tries for Haas, Capel and Ricky. 3 tries, all forwards. Tapau. Now, he hasn't offloaded much in Brisbane colours, but the way it's going, this could be the night he brings it back. Yet again, Brisbane easily to halfway and beyond. So Reynolds, Ricky there, taking a run up, and he's really going to put some pressure on Dewey, but Dewey, he holds his ground nicely. Had one of the forward pass there as Junior Tupou takes the tackle. It takes 3 tackles to cross the 20 here, where Staines is buried. Bateman. Certainly hasn't moved from a lack of trying from him the last couple of weeks. This kick from inside the 40, he's going to make Walsh just scurry, but in the end pretty comfortable. Broncos on track, it seems, for their 5th straight win this year. Even in these relatively early stages as Farnworth takes a tumble. Twisted nicely there by Brooks and Utori Kamanu. Now it's Reynolds getting on the outside of Blaw and tried to put Mam through. And
actually in front of him, Adam.
The description there from Chris Sutton.
So Reynolds passed the ball to Ezra Mam, who knocked it forward, and then Reynolds was in front of Mam. The reason for the penalty, just watch it happen.
Hey, mate, nice.
Only a half a metre in.
I think we all thought when that penalty was blown at that moment, he'd found an offside against the Tigers.
Yeah,
but,
just a little bit of footwork there from Adam Reynolds. Got him into a bit of space, and surprised he didn't go out the back. The defence converged on Ezra Mam, and there was an opportunity for Brisbane out the back of that.
So now you can see the Tigers are trying some things now. Obviously, that scoreboard demands that they just push things a little. Corey Pakes making the tackle into the game for Walters. Tackle 2 just outside the 20. Looks to Wakeham. Dewey. Well taken by Farnworth. Just when something looked like it was bubbling. Staines crashes to the 10. With 2 tackles left. They haven't really attacked the left side much. That's where it heads now for Bateman. Then the flick. Here's Cobbo. The chase is on from Tupou. Tupou is gaining. Cobbo runs away. And Selwyn Cobbo scores. You just can't give Selwyn a chance like that. And the lead now into the 20s.
Well, scoreboard pressure does funny things, and John Bateman just trying to make something happen there. Saw Bolle in a little bit of space, might have been Papali'i, and just flicked it out the back, but the support player had already gone past the footy. He got a hand to it. Here's Bateman. It's Isaiah Papali'i. Gone past the ball, heads hit the ground as Cobbo scoops it up with no one in front of him.
It's a great sight when as soon as he takes off, he's got the big smile on the face. He knew that Junior Tupou wasn't going to run him down. Selwyn gets his third for the year. Tigers cannot take a trick.
No, they've been down this end a number of times, Dan, and just Adam Dewey came up with a drop ball last time they were on the attack. John Bateman pushed that one. The kicking game of Brandon Wakeham has found feet and found the dead ball line. So it's just not working for the Tigers when they're down the other end.
22 points to nil.
You just knew as soon as Selwyn Cobbo picked up that ball, it was shut the gate. He has terrific pace. He's scored 3 tries in his past 3 games now. When stretching back to last year, that means he's scored 18 tries in 16 games. He's absolutely electric out on this right wing for the Brisbane Broncos. And a little bit of a quirky stat, but it'll bring a lot of confidence to Broncos fans, the fact that they've never lost here at Suncorp Stadium when Selwyn Cobbo has scored here. 7 wins from 7 games when he's scored, so that's a good omen.
That'll do. They'll take that, the Broncos fans. You know, it's frightening, Brandy. The Tigers have had more ball than the opposition 20 and almost as much ball. It's about even in the opposition half. And the Broncos, their completion rate's off. 14 from 19.
Well, it was an Ezra Mamera drop ball that gave the Tigers the field position and gave them a chance down the other end of the field, but they just have come up empty-handed every time they've been down there.
Oh, Tapau, there he is. Or Tapau, but that was the old Marty there with the offload. Jensen playing it. Goes to Ezra. This has to take the tackle from Bloor. Jensen to halfway. They've had one half-time lead. It was the first round against Penrith. They led 12-6. Oh, hello. Adam Dewey under it, getting a taste of his own medicine. Now the chase from Ricky. And Dewey does well to stay in the field of play.
Great spiral bomb there from Adam Reynolds. Dewey, no chance of getting under that one, over his head. Ricky almost getting him back into the in-goal area. This is play 3, but for the Tigers, they're only 5 metres out from their own line.
Caught. They need a 6 again or a penalty. Staines, Bateman out the back. Oh, little run around. Now this could be something. Papali'i for Kepoa. Oh, Cobbo just hangs in there. Impressive play, though. Dewey. That's where they need every bit of his boot. Walsh.
Just too quick. Just too quick. Isaiah Papali'i thought he had him, and he ran around him with ease, lost his foot.
Well, that's Brooks's been done in again. This time it's Cobbo. Now Staggs. Tackle 3 up to the 40. Now it's Carrick. On for Reynolds. Out for Mann. Early ball Arthurs. Got inside Staines. Inside Dewey. Wakeham saves it. Carrigan for Walsh. Here comes Ricky. There's no Tiger in sight. This is a clinic. This is a masterclass we're watching tonight. The Broncos are at full throttle. It's irresistible. 26-0, and we still have 5 to go in this first half.
Just so much strike right across the field. It all started with the Reece Walsh kick return. That troubled them. Cobbo backed it up with a good run himself. They went out to the left-hand side through Ezra Mam and Jesse Arthurs. They almost created something down that left channel and then came back to the right. And a nice little grubber kick there, realising that there was just no one at home. Reece Walsh gets it in between, nutmegs Luke Brooks, and makes it easy for Jordan Ricky to score try number 2. Big game, game 50 for Jordan Ricky, scores his second.
So Ezra Mam getting some treatment. They've scored their tries. Yes, that's the second one off a grubber. But they've done them all pretty much in different ways. And, you see there, first career double. Had 8 tries total before tonight. So he's having a wonderful 50th game with his family in tow. Adam Reynolds had a stinker early, but that's through to make it 4 from 5. We're going to have to start searching for some record books here. 28-0.
What a night Jordan Ricky is having in game 50. 2 tries in this game, and that's his first one there. Good footwork, goes straight through the line, beats Adam Dewey, showing what he can do with the ball in hand, and then he jumps on the end of a Reece Walsh kick for his second try of the night. He's been a constant feature on the Broncos' right edge. He played 22 games in that position last season, averaging 75 minutes per game. So he is always out there, always working for the Brisbane Broncos, and he's signed until the end of 2024, and you can imagine they'll be wanting to lock him on in long term.
Yes, indeed. Yeah, that kick is taken on the try line. An obliteration. Took them a few minutes to get going, but since they're not done.
Well, at the moment it's building up to what it was. First up against last. First up against 17th spot. 4 wins for the Broncos coming into this one. 4 losses for the West Tigers.
And this shapes as the first spanking the Tigers have copped. This is the biggest deficit they've had. In fact, they hadn't conceded this many points in a whole game this year. What does Tim Sheen say at half-time? Reynolds, the corkscrew, Dewey easy. We've seen the corkscrew, we've seen the spiral, we've seen the end over end. Stafford time. Ball there. That's a good burst from him. Comes from Wakeham to Dewey. Out it goes. Papali'i, well held down by Tupou. That kick is going to bounce kindly for Brisbane.
Well, Brandon Wakeham kicked that back towards the sideline. Those players were just involved in the play. There wasn't a Tiger near the ball there. Isaiah Papali'i coming through, but miles away from it. Kapoa, Junior Tupou. Well, Junior Tupou played the ball, so there was no winger, no centre involved in that play. They just kicked it for the sake of kicking.
A penalty here. We've seen what damage the Broncos have done.
I think they've made them pay
situation.
just about every time they've been penalised in this circumstance.
Broncos' biggest win over the Tigers. I know it's early to be going down this path. 56-12 back in 2000. That was when they were playing at the old stadium, the QE2 ANZ Stadium. That's certainly in play the way this is going. This is shaping as their biggest half-time lead in 5 years. And they might be done. Man, Walsh. That's the thing. They've put on all these points, and Reece Walsh hasn't had the involvement, even though he's looked great. But, you know, he might have something in the second half. Capo. Just 6 tackles in the opposition 20. Takes to Walsh. Staggs can't hold on, but he has the wherewithal to react quickly and stop Tupou from breaking clear. So the 8th error the Broncos have made in this first half.
So far from perfect for the Broncos. They've offered the Tigers something.
Now,
Wakeham.
Staines with some open space. Yes, they're trying things here. Sean Blaw shaping to kick. Broncos, namely Reynolds, doesn't take the bait. Bateman. It's still a live ball, not anymore. And the Broncos keep a clean sheet. Well, some games that are one-way traffic are hard to watch, and it must be impossible for you Tigers fans to endure. But this is fantastic entertainment the Broncos are putting on. It's the Broncos 28, Wests Tigers 0. Used to seeing himself on the big screen. Right, here we go. Tigers have only lost 1 second half all year. And immediately into stride. It's pretty obvious, it seems, from that one play. They're going to take some risks. For Toa. Sean Blaw carrying it forward. Late inclusion. There's Bateman, Brooks, Dewey chiming in. Reynolds holds on, gets the help from Ricky. Don't see much of Isaiah Papali'i. His 5th run. And Dewey puts it up. Cobbo thought about, for a very brief moment, letting that one go, and he realised it wasn't going out on the full.
I will say about Papali'i, last year and the last couple of seasons at Parramatta, he was one of the hardest, seemingly one of the hardest players to tackle. They're always busting through, half busting through the line. I have not seen that this year from him.
Jesse Arthurs. And up here, Tim Sheens. Going through that mind. Farnworth near halfway. Kapau. Now Walsh, this is the last tackle. Capel have created an extra number here. Capel sizes it up and is taken. So that is a changeover. As the players untangle. Toi Kamanu involved in that tackle there.
Well, every now and then, if you see an opportunity on play 5, it's worth taking in a 28-0. No risk to it.
Oh! Man, put on his backside and a big smile on the face as he springs back up. Brooks. His 6th run. Coruscant. Early ball for Bateman. Papali'i. So 3 of their big stars there. Coruscant, Bateman, and then the man in 11. Brooks now to the juggling Wakeham. Dewey tucks in a nice kick. Staines is going to get there first, but hauled in quickly. Wakeham looking for a contest here. Papali'i coming through, and Isaiah Papali'i makes a big contribution. Well, that's a terrific catch. And this is how the Tigers had to start the second half. They're on the board.
Well, he mightn't be doing much damage with his running, but that was a very clever take from him. Got himself in great position there to make a play at the ball off the back of the Brandon Wakeham kick, which landed nicely. A couple of metres short of the try line, juggled the ball, regathers and gets himself into the in-goal area. It's the sort of start that the Tigers needed to make. Needed to be first to score, to be any sort of chance to haul in 28 points, and well, you can't do much better than that. The Tigers grabbing an early one.
First try of the year for Isaiah Papali'i. And that gives them something to get excited, get happy about, get positive about.
Well, it was a good set. You know, a good set, Dewey with the kick. Even though the execution with the passing, a couple of players had to stand, catch the ball behind them. Dewey with the kick out to Charlie Staines.
I'll let you know.
Got them into a position where Wakeham was able to throw up an attacking kick.
Just waiting for confirmation here. Don't know what could have been the problem. There it is, confirmed. So Dewey with the extras, 28 points to 6, down to Jake Duke.
A good time for Isaiah Papali'i to score his first try of the season. That will please Tim Sheens, but his halftime messages was about taking the focus off the scoreboard to start this second half. It was the same message he gave last week. He just wants some pride in his team's performance and to try and win this second half no matter what they do. And for Kevin Walters, he won't be happy because it was about keeping a clean sheet. He wanted no tries in this second half. He wanted a ruthless performance from his Broncos, so they haven't started well, conceding their first try of the evening.
And just the 5th second half try they've conceded all season. This is obviously round number 5, so they've defended very well in second halves.
Well, if ever a side needed to score after a 28-0 score at half-time, it was the Tigers. As we spoke about their confidence coming into the game, or lack of it, I can only imagine how they were feeling running out after the half-time chat from Tim Sheens. They needed to score first, just to give themselves some sort of lift.
Bit of energy about them here, as Bateman drawing in and then giving it to ball there. Now, Coruscant.
It goes past 10 metres, mate, and
saying one of the defenders was offside.
Man, it's gone 10. Shot clock is on.
You know, it could be challenged. It's a dead play, so if he wanted to go down that path.
So he must have called them. He must have called one of the Broncos players offside. Then that player has become involved in the play. But the referee said, look, he travelled 10.
Yeah.
Well, that's a bad blue off the back of your only points of the game.
It was bubbling nicely too, that set.
Well, inside ball from Bateman was a good one there. Bolle just spilling it as he hit the ground.
Just there. Just got to come to us, mate. Heads in here.
Set piece situations, the Broncos tonight have been deadly.
So right on halfway, pretty much centre field. 4 on the left here, and it comes to the right where they've got Staggs at first receiver. Ricky into a wall. Bateman looks like a man who's had enough. He's going to take matters into his own hands. Which is kind of what happened last week in Melbourne. He really stepped up and had some good moments. Carrigan, his eyes lit up there. He thought there was a gap, but Ty Kamanu around the ankles. Ezra Mann looking up with Bruce Welsh. The delayed pass. Oh, it's so simple. Herbie goes over. Herbie joins the party.
We just had a look at Reece Walsh's highlights out of the opening 40 minutes, and even though he didn't open them up, he caused some trouble. And Stafford Toa and Brandon Wakem, what a nightmare, just drags Toa in enough to give Herbie Farnworth a bit of space on the outside. Speed of Walsh does it again.
Toa, the man racing in there, creating the little opening.
Well, he knew Wakem was under pressure. He's on the outside of him already. Toa hedging his bet, starting to backpedal there, and that opened up the space for Herbie Farnworth. And Reece Walsh judged the pass beautifully.
6 try assists now from Reece Walsh. If my maths are correct, I'm pretty sure he had 4 coming into this game. That's 2 tonight.
It's a pretty handy tally, isn't it? Leads the league in line break assists, 6 try assists, 3 tries. Adam Reynolds.
That's better. So the Raiders just starting to return, and the Tigers' early second half try cancelled out, 34-6.
Boys, you're just talking about some of the amazing stats Reece Walsh is putting up to start this season. Been the form player of the competition over the first 5 rounds, and Kevin Walters spoke in detail about his fullback this week and said he's only scratching the surface of what he can achieve in the NRL. He's not even 21 yet, so that is scary. It sends a powerful warning to the rest of the competition about what this young bloke will be able to achieve this year and many years going forward for the Brisbane Broncos.
Yeah, just watching, they're going short, the Tigers. They're offside.
Offside. That always happens, doesn't it, Brandy, when a team is getting lapped? That's when that penalty is blown. You don't see it when it's 6-all, but the error comes.
Well, on the other side of the field.
Yeah.
3 metres offside. Was that Junior Tupou? He was a long way in front of Adam Dewey.
Yes. I mean, those decisions are always correct, Brandy, but it does seem to happen just at the work, just to rub it in. 5 penalties to 1. They've just punished the Tigers off those penalties. As Reynolds sends it on to man, but they're going to Crawford out here again. Walsh this time wants to do it on his own, and he almost does. Oh, my goodness. Farnworth with the floater. Man to Carrigan, the bullet for Reynolds. And the kick now was Staggs. Was Staggs legally entitled? It does not matter. It seemed like he might have been in front.
Yeah. He does get a hand to it. I'm just going to check that's a slip, and then he doesn't take him out.
Well, that would have been, hello. That would have been a circus act if you grounded it.
Well, I don't think he's been taken out. I think he was onside.
You're right. He backed back, didn't he? Right at the last moment.
Just pulled himself off the ball just a little bit to stay onside.
The Brisbane kick chase on the outside is onside. We're playing on at this point.
There we go. Now, I don't think Staggs was taken out. I think Dewey slips.
So Kapoor's out of it now.
He turns.
Adam Dewey slips and turns towards the ball. We're playing on.
No,
you can't.
Herbie Farnsworth
cannot
touches
punish
the ball
him
and
for
knocks
that.
it
no,
on
you
the goal
can't.
area.
So Staggs gets a
decisions.
hand to the ball. That'll be the Tigers' 20-metre tap, 7 tackles. A near thing for the Broncos. It was a great kick from Adam Reynolds.
Just to make sure it's accidental.
He stopped quickly, Staggs, to stay behind Reynolds. He did well in that regard, but
much like
not the
Reynolds'
finish.
pass in the first half, where he threw a dummy. Kapoor didn't fall for it, but he still had time to push the ball out and create a chance, and they scored a try off the back of it. Very similar situation there, where the ball came out where he drifted across the field, wasn't sure what to do with it, but then summed it up very quickly. Right at the last moment, just dropped it onto his foot, and it should have been a Broncos try from it.
that right there was Appy Coruscant's first run. Bateman deep, Brooks on, Kapoor. Can't slip inside Staggs. Ricky there over the top. That's the frightening thing, that stat there, because it's only going to run the tank down. Matamua there at 16 into the game. Dewey's cut out. Oh, it's called forward. It's called forward. They're not having a good night with the decisions, the Tigers. That one.
Well, he was hit hard, Adam Dewey, and he was going backwards quickly after the ball left his hands, which can give the impression that the ball's gone forward. I'm not going to say that wasn't a forward pass.
It's close. It's line ball. perhaps line ball the best, but that's the sort of night they're having.
Tim Sheen said it wasn't forward.
Yet to use Jake Simpkin. The Tigers. Brisbane yet to use Keenan Palacia. Corey Jensen there first to hit it up, who's been most impressive coming off the bench for the Broncos. Started the year, first fortnight starting, Flegler on the bench, but big meters off the bench now. That's knocked down. And Kapoa's actually done well there. He might have cut off a situation, but it does give the Broncos what will be another 6 tackles.
Well, you're right, Dan. He had to cut it off. A couple of Broncos on the outside of Adam Reynolds, and Kapoa, he had his winger Junior Tupou right there with him.
Don't kick him, and I'll look after him, mate.
No wonder they're coming in droves here. They seem to be playing here every week. The Broncos 4 in a row. Next week, Canberra. Another Saturday night Fox League exclusive. Why wouldn't you want to see this team? Magic Round, by the way, they got Manly again. Isn't that there's no way there'll be tickets available. I think that's the Friday night. It is. It's a few weeks away. But that Parramatta game's in Darwin. That'll be a good contest. South in there, Gold Coast as well. 6 more tackles, and now Walsh is away. He's got Staggs. It's all over, and Katoni, he gets his first try of the night. They are threatening with each set of 6, the Broncos, and they don't look like they're finished yet.
Now, Reece Walsh again involved in something good that the Broncos have done, as he has been all year. What a signing it's been. I thought, well, Selwyn Cobbo seems like he can play fullback to me. Wasn't sure whether Reece Walsh was going to be the sort of player that he has been in the opening 5 rounds. And tonight again opens them up with his speed. Reynolds, the offload from Carrigan. Reynolds just holds it up enough to get on the outside, for Walsh to get on the outside of Kapoa. Staggs in support, runs the ball round closer to the post, but the Reece Walsh show continues here at Suncorp Stadium tonight. Holds the ball, positions Staggs beautifully.
Sorry, Brandy, I was going to say, it doesn't matter what side of the field the ball is on, he's there, and they are just creating havoc everywhere. So that's 2 tries now in the second half for the Broncos, and frightening that there's still 26 minutes to go. That try for the Tigers early in the second half might have been the worst thing they could have done. It might have just triggered the Broncos back into action. Gets them on the score sheet, though. How quickly the Broncos made it to the 40s. You know, we're drawing comparisons to teams like 98 because we're about to go 5-0. This is what the 90s Broncos used to do to teams. Down to you, Jake Duke.
Reece Walsh on fire to start the season, as is Katoni Staggs, his 5th try in 3 games to start 2023, including that length of the field match winner against the Dolphins last week. He only scored 5 tries all season last year, playing 23 games. That shows you how much he's picking up his strike rate this season, and we're starting to see the best of Katoni Staggs, aren't we, with consistent footy, good run without injury, and he is just another strike weapon in this Broncos backline. Points everywhere.
Last time they scored 50 at this ground, it was 2018 against Penrith. 50-18. A catch there from Farnworth. There's Keenan Palacia. Carrigan and Haas on the bench with Billy Walters there. If we'll see Haas again tonight, Brandy, and if they'll just keep him fresh, but my goodness, can you imagine the damage he could do in the last 10 minutes? Here's Tapau, the former Tiger, to the 40. Jensen desperately wanted to get rid of that. Papali'i not letting him. Well, Ricky was chasing again. He really does take a good run up. Jordan Ricky, up they go. Now, Brisbane are going to claim that's offside, but the officials are comfortable that was all up the Broncos. Can't challenge because play continues here.
Hard to see one of those 50-50s. Let's just slowed it down and to examine who got a hand to it. Tigers need something to go their way.
There's the sprightly Jake Simpkin. Remember round one, he was the starting dummy half with Coruscant off the bench. Bloor.
Good shot. Andrew Mam underneath. His tackling has improved dramatically.
Hear that contact. Now Dewey chiming in with a little chip and chase. And Staines has an air swing. And now Walsh turning defence into attack immediately. That was Cobbo in the middle of the field. He was desperate to have a crack there. April, though, just keeping his powder dry. Oh, 6 more. That's the 3rd set restart they've given away, the Tigers. 5 penalties, 3 set restarts. Now Farnworth on the right side. They're all just desperate for it. They're just jumping to different parts of the field to be part of it. Farnworth is the left centre. Tackle 3. Jensen thunders over the 20. Pakes. Tapau. Man. Brilliant take, Wakeham. Oh, but then the chase from Mam. No dummy half. Quickly, Simpkin comes in. Well, that left foot kick from Mam worked early.
Great reflex take there, Brandon Wakeham.
Geez, Capel could have been through again.
Could have been in some trouble if that one slips through the hands there of Brandon Wakeham with your right Capel leading the chase.
So here's Matamua, 2 first-grade games last year. 19 years of age. On the last chain of passing here. Junior Tupou goes one-on-one with Cobbo, and oh my goodness, Reece Walsh. Everything he does has class.
Yeah, that was a touch of it, wasn't it? Reece Walsh just picking that one up off his shins at speed too. Tupou just holding the ball up and waiting for the kick. Watch the pick up from Walsh.
Ooh, Arthur's almost
really
away.
Bounce up. Beautiful stuff from Reece Walsh.
And always with an attacking mindset, just not looking just to hold it, but to do something with it. 3 try assists. Hasn't scored. That's the thing that's missing. That's a line ball pass, Capel. Well, you can't give Adam Reynolds that much time. And that's a slight miscue. That might make it even more challenging, although it sits up for Papali'i. Almost had too much time, didn't he, Reynolds?
Well, it's almost 70 tackles, the difference. You can understand why the Tigers are walking and there's just no effort area, but it's an enormous amount of defence, extra defence to do against a side that's so quick out of the backfield, so many threats.
Comes from Simpkin for Dewey. Now Brooks. Here's Papali'i. The little opening just closed up. Wakeham. No, not that time. So the errors now starting to pile up for the Tigers. That's their 9th. Brisbane have 9 as well. A lot of theirs came early.
They've only been able to get through 4 sets with the footy so far in the second half. There's the error count. Reece Walsh getting a bit of work done on both hamstrings there. I've seen he's cramped up a number of times through the first month of the premiership.
We've seen some cramping in this competition. I know early in the comp, it has been hot. Don't forget, we did start a week earlier, remember? First week of March. Weather just starting to turn, it feels, this weekend. It feels like autumn has arrived.
Cool mornings, cool nights are nice.
Certainly for the players on the field, and it's not stifling. That's Palacia. Ready for another try here, the crowd. Tapau. Man. Oh, that's a strong tackle there. Down low, and up top, Wakeham to jolt that free from Farnworth. So into the last 20 minutes now.
Yeah, you'd think that Broncos errors would be the only thing that will stop them running in a couple of more tries. Those 70 extra tackles that the Tigers have had to do means that there's a fair bit of walking going on now from the Tigers' defensive line.
There's Stafford Toa. Only the one start in the centres this year and a good 2022. One of the Tigers' better players last year. Good. Palacia, Pakes. So there you go, 6 again. Wakeham probing. Clemmer back into the contest. Backing into the defence. So they're inside the 20. They've spent more time down here than the Broncos at the other end, strangely. Dewey's pass knocked down. So they'll get to do it again, the Tigers.
We saw it coming. He read it, Adam Reynolds. Knew Dewey was going to pass the ball, set himself for a pass. Just got the hand out, just couldn't pull it in, Adam Reynolds.
What do you make of Adam Reynolds in 2023? Can you mount an argument? He's playing the best football of his career. This is a premiership winner we are talking about here.
Well, really no different to the, played a grand final for South in 21, Dan, and you'd say he's playing just as well.
Here's Dewey.
We'll get back to Adam Reynolds. Goes again, Adam Dewey.
So Manman, Walsh and Capel had to react quickly. Oh, Simpkin. Oh, Simpkin. He fooled them all. Tigers get their second, and it's Jake Simpkin out of dummy half.
And the experienced Kurt Capel there having some words with Reece Walsh. They were either side of the play the ball. We'll watch Dewey get himself very close to the try line, bounces out of the tackles. Mam and Walsh fell off, and Dewey almost got himself over the try line on that second occasion. Then the dummy from Simpkin was good enough just to take Walsh sideways enough. That's all he needed, Jake Simpkin. Just a slight hesitation from Reece Walsh. You saw Kurt Capel jump up and have words with his fullback. Just opened the door up for Jake Simpkin.
Indeed. Third try, as you saw there, first this year for Jake Simpkin. So Adam Dewey, it was 28-0 at half-time. So they haven't let the margin get out too much further. In fact, if he kicks this, it's 12 apiece in the second half. 40-12, Jake Duke.
Payne Haas about to be reintroduced, as is Tom Flegler there. You see coming back onto the field for the last 15 minutes of this game. Jake Simpkin gets a try there, but you'd imagine this one is gone for the Tigers, which means you have to look forward to when is this first victory coming. This is their next couple of games. They've got Parramatta Eels next week. Round 6 last year was when they got their first victory after going 0-5. You remember that 1-point win over the Eels. They got the bye. Then it's a tough stretch of 3 games. Manly, the Panthers, and then the Dragons. So it doesn't get any easier for the Tigers over the next couple of weeks, boys.
No, Easter Monday, that's at the Olympic Stadium. That is a Tigers home game, so that's at Accor. Wants to get rid of it but can't. So no let up from Kevin Walters with Haas back into the game. Flegler there making the tackle as well.
Yeah, I was just before they scored that try then, I was thinking that Kevin Walters just might let Palacia and Tapau and Jensen finish the game off, but throw a little bit more firepower out there with Flegler and Haas joining the game.
So now spread on to Brooks, but his opposite number closes him down. Paul pops the pass. Simpkin feeding it. Sharp work from Ball. Clemmer over the 40. Stafford Toa, that's ricocheted, and that could be Tigers' ball, should be Tigers' ball, is Tigers' ball. Dewey setting sail. Well, a nice little period they're having here. Can they get back-to-back tries? Oh, the early kick from Wakeham. Dropping back Staggs, gets the bounce. I mean, not deep enough, because Tupou, of course, had to come in there.
Well, he was on his own, Tupou. Staggs saw the kick coming, turned around, and Tupou on the run, bounce, almost getting across the face of Tony Staggs, but he's got himself in front of Tupou to make sure that he was the one to have a play at the footy. A little bit of life in the Tigers the last few minutes. Nice play from Dewey and Sean Blaw to get themselves near the try line.
And they do try the short one. It's got the distance, it's got the contest, it's got the tap back. It's too good. It's too good. Farnworth there, almost uncontested. And then the penalty for the leg pull.
A nice pick up there from Palacia. Tap back from Herbie Farnworth, the short kick. Watch the front rower just pick it up off his toes. Nice stuff there.
Well, you had Haas earlier, and part of that try, that miraculous pickup. Palacia with that one there. Oof, 6 penalties to 1. Gold Coast bound Keenan Palacia as of next year for a couple of seasons. Well, his normal service about to resume here. Get expansive from the get-go. As Walsh just happy to give it to Ricky and just take that first tackle. Over 100 metres. That's par for the course. And you know he's probably going to add to them significantly in these last 12 minutes. Drop the prop, Palacia to Flegler. Delightful offload. Capel just held onto by Staines. Sharp play the ball. No marker, so Pates runs. Then links up. Oh, Palacia tried to take that nonchalantly and just couldn't haul it in.
Well, we spoke earlier about the Payne Haas and what he's added to his game. Thomas Flegler this time, just getting through the line. Nice little offload there. One-handed pass to Kurt Capewell.
Keenan there might have been the best pass there as he looked up and saw there was traffic in front of him, but Tigers now back into action. He's won a few of those shots, but always straight back up on his feet. Top way they're delivering it this time. So, three playmakers combining, giving it on to Papali'i. Billy Walters for the final moments. So Kevin Walters certainly hasn't varied from his usual rotation. That's a loose pass. Now, was it played out by the Broncos? No restarting of the tackle count here. Oh, niggle here, Haas. That's unusual from him. He gets into it with Twal. Twal's got into his head here. Haas gave away 6 again. There'll probably be more action now. Well, that's come from nowhere.
Yeah, so I've just got a penalty for foul play on Payne Haas. Confirmed there's nothing prior to that if you don't come back to it. Hang on, mate.
Let's just watch it. Haas comes in over the top. A swinging arm, not much kind of contact with the ball, and then
We just wouldn't let go of Payne's jumper.
Well, that's right. It makes it hard for Payne to stand up while Alex Twal's got his jump.
And it's Payne on report, mate.
Okay.
Over the top, was it?
On report, tie.
Oh,
That's something going to get him cranky.
So it's a high tackle. And then I've given a penalty anyway.
I thought he came in and whacked the ball. This one, just here, just a little.
I don't think
Rabbit shot.
I'm not sure Payne's going to have much to worry about with the match review.
I don't think so. It was just a push.
Thanks, mate. What are you doing?
Apart from the report, it's insignificant in that they would have got 6 again anyway from the spot they're about to tap it from. Well, now is Payne going to try and get some retribution here? Oh, Twal! Payne was just one player too far over. And now Twal getting his arm worked on. Oh, tempers just have blown up here. Clemmer inside the 10. 10 minutes left. And then here, Matamua. Senon, Brooks. Wakeham's double pump. The juggle from Papali'i. Throws it. Will Walters first to get there. And now the penalty. Wakeham and Kapoa. Now, hang on. Were they deliberately giving away a penalty? It might hurt them because Walters is into the back. Walsh has hurt himself. Has Walsh done a hamstring? Walsh pulled out of that. And now he's trying to stretch it out.
I think he's just cramped up there.
Well, that's the hope. That's what they're praying for. Quickly sent on. Staggs. Walsh there. Just with the trainer, hobbling back here to his mark, so maybe you are right, Brandy. Oh, 6 more tackles. Now's the Tigers getting a bit frustrated. Palacia straightens the attack. Now that's a one-on-one steal, and that is Tigers' ball.
Well, it was Billy Walters with a quick tap running upfield with Reece Walsh looming up on his inside, and then Walsh just pulled up out of support, just took himself out of play. And
well, it seemed as though Wakeham and Kapoor was deliberately staying down because they thought there was a knock on, and obviously if plays stop with a penalty, they can challenge. I'm not sure that's what they were thinking, but there you go, Walters with a big run. This game just getting back from these players a bit here. Now we've got a Broncos knock-on.
he's not sure here.
Knock on. Okay, where you going?
Broncos. Well, Billy Walters took the challenge out and played with the quick tap. Here's the... Oh, there, just a backhander there from Palacia as Simpkin was trying to take the pass from Clemmer.
Well, they could have challenged too. They've still got theirs to use.
Heads in.
And beautiful work from To'a, and then he's caught one as he threw it after drawing in a couple of defenders and passing. Here's Bloor. Going to run away from Ricky. Cobbo's at the back here. Walsh is out on the wing. You need to keep an eye on Reece Walsh. He's up top of screen.
You'd think if there was any concern over Reece Walsh, they'd have him off the field immediately.
You would have to think that.
I just think he's starting to cramp up, and sometimes the cramps just don't go away.
Again, attacking this left side, and Walsh is going to be called into action. Well, not really. That was an excellent tackle from Staggs. But Poa made the play. Brooks kicking for Staines. Courageous take by Arthurs. Knew he was going to wear one there.
Yeah, and Arthurs was there all the time, wasn't he? The kick, they put the kick in anyway, even though Jesse Arthurs had dropped back to take it. Charlie Staines never really a chance to win that battle.
Of course, this is the venue for Magic Round. It's only 5 weeks away. Days are going to sell out here. That Friday night was touched on earlier. Broncos Manly, irresistible opening night match. South versus Melbourne is one of the big games as well. As now comes out here, Staggs out to Walsh. Well, he's running okay now. Reece Walsh, then the kick. Man, no, he can't haul it in.
Well, you can get it.
Well, he might be troubled by cramp, but he looked okay in flight there. The kick back in field for Ezra Mam. Awkward bounce on it. Didn't go end over end, and that made it hard for him to pull in. Nice play from Reynolds again.
Yes, I think that snuffs out any possibility it's a serious problem for Reece Walsh. Down to you, Jake Duke.
I just went and confirmed with the Broncos bench, boys. It is just cramping in the calf.
Well, when you're everywhere at all times, it's going to take a toll on the muscles. 13 runs, 178 metres, 3 try assists, 3 line breaks. Another outstanding performance from Brisbane's #1.
Great play from Adam Reynolds, just to create the space there. And the outside men, Katoni Staggs and Reece Walsh, held it up beautifully. Adam Reynolds, he's been masterful again on the inside.
To Brooks on for Wakeham. Here's Kapoa. Sending Tupou down the sideline, but there's a Bronco waiting to snaffle it up. Reynolds. I want one more here to send this crowd home happy. Brooks here in no hurry to get off Reynolds, and that's an obvious, well, no, not a penalty. And now Reynolds off the mark. Geez, they've got it in for 12.
Play the ball.
No set restart, no penalty coming for that one. I don't know why.
Yeah, that was
obvious.
Here's Fleetwood. So questions obviously down the track for the Broncos, for the Tigers. No questions for players like Reynolds, but they stick with the same playmaking formation. These are questions for down the track because Brisbane on the attack here. Cobbo off the rebound. Away from Matamua. Now straightening. Matamua comes back and does enough. 10 metres away. Broncos 2 tries in this second half. Matamua really playing with fire there. Oh, Walters, hang on. I'm not sure he got that down.
No, he didn't get it down, Dan.
Uto Ikamanu looks like he's got underneath.
Tackle 1 with Billy Walters, he's held up.
So you hear the...
No, we're not checking, Matty. I've just got time off.
Ah, not even a video. Okay, so we'll just walk back to the 10 and it'll be 6 more tackles. In fact, no, that was Blore in 18. Good tackle.
Yeah, not often we don't check, but there was no chance of that getting to ground there.
It's getting a bit loosey-goosey. This Saturday night game is Haas, impossible to put down. Now it comes to Mann. He's been close a couple of times, Ezra. Just for a moment there, he thought he was going to go through. Taken down by Wakeham. Well, someone's going to get sent to the bin here the way this is going. There's Fleetwood within a metre. Arthurs puts his hand up on the left wing. He wants it. They all want it. There's hands up on the right side. There comes to the left. Man. Oh, Falcon. Try. Farnworth. takes it, grounds it. Emblematic of the evening.
Yeah, okay. Does someone call forward or not? So he's called forward pass.
Oh, hang on.
Hang on. I don't think the pass was forward.
Okay, yes, Chris Sutton confirming.
There's a forward pass from you guys. Stafford's gone early off the line.
See, I
It's a
thought the
penalty for
pass
10
was
metres.
good. The ball bounced forward.
Looked good, didn't
Early,
it?
over here.
Man.
Line
Oh, geez.
Well,
Yeah,
yeah,
maybe it was.
there. Line here.
It's a good
Great
take.
take.
Oh.
Great take.
So, yeah, try taking off the board. Just for a moment, looked like Chris Sutton pointed to the spot. Not going cuckoo. You think that too, Brandy?
Yeah.
Here's Reynolds. There's the kick. Here it comes. Try. Staggs is in.
And tonight we've spoken about all the attacking threats that the Broncos have, but the man that's pulled the strings again has been Adam Reynolds. Some of his passing tonight has been outstanding, where he's held the ball up just long enough to get his men into space. His kicking game's been on the spot. Again, splits 3 Tigers defenders, gets it through the line. The difference between the sides, the Tigers have had a number of chances inside the 20, but just not the class to get the job done. Reynolds, a great performance.
You help me. Why was that play restarting there if it's a forward pass?
I thought he blew a penalty.
Oh, you're right. He did blow a penalty. Thank you.
Yes,
See
he
now,
blew a penalty.
I'm
You thought he awarded a try.
Oh, no, that threw me.
Yeah. Well,
I'm a simple commentator, Brandy. A very simple commentator. But you're right. He blew. Yes, that explains it all. Well, it just took one play, didn't it? One extra play.
Well, they haven't kicked on like we thought they might. 28-0 at half-time. They've scored 3 tries in this second half. And a lot of the good work that they've done tonight has come from the middle. He's been involved in plenty of it. The threats on the edge have been great to watch in action tonight. But the big men and that one there, the number 7, started a lot of it around the middle of the field.
So he kicks this, what's that, 14 points. He does kick it. It seems like that radar, he's had a bit of practice tonight. It has improved after a shaky start to the season. There you go. That's always lovely to see. There you go. You can let them look and you can let them touch, but they're not. No one else is grabbing that for a little while. So that's another one for Staggs. He's got a double. Ricky's got a double. Haas, Capel, Farnworth, Cobbo have also scored. And now this will be the last play. And Reece Walsh puts it into touch. And these Broncos have done something the Broncos side hasn't done in 25 years. The likes of Webke and Sivanasiva and Tallis and Thorne and Carroll and Langer and Walters and Lockyer and Renoff and Saylor, and the list goes on. That's the last Broncos side to start a season with 5 straight wins. And now tonight, it's the likes of Haas and Capel and Carrigan, Reynolds, Walsh. There's stars in the making here. Ezra Mam, Staggs, Farnworth. They're making their own little history. First time in 25 years the Broncos have started with 5 straight. Full time, 46 points to 12.